Picture this scene for just a moment. You wake up, it's early morning-ish, and you roll over and you see your specific person laying there. Now, this person is someone that you have wanted for such a long time. They're the kind of person that completely perfects your life. They're your missing piece to your puzzle, so to speak. And they open their eyes and look at you. And before you even have a chance to say anything, they tell you just how grateful they are to be in this relationship with you, how happy you make them, how they would do anything to be with you, how they would trade the world's weight in gold just to spend the day with you. This scene absolutely can happen for you. You can have your specific person head over heels in love with you, completely love struck over you. You can be completely irresistible to your specific person, and if they even wanted to fight it, they wouldn't be able to because of how amazing you are. But first and foremost, we need to get you seeing that about yourself. When it comes to manifestation and conscious creation as a whole, we get what we assume to be true. Now, each one of us is special and unique in our own way, but many of us struggle to see that. And the difficulty in seeing that actually translates into our realities, where we may find ourselves pursuing people that just seem to want to run away, finding relationships that are nothing but toxic, having a situation where we've got to do absolutely everything just to get a sliver of love, for example. Of course, there are great relationships out there, but sometimes we can miss the mark on how amazing we are, and this is where we find ourselves. So what we want to do, if you want to have your specific person absolutely smitten over you to the point where they cannot resist you, you need to understand within your own mind just how irresistible you are. You need to get yourself to a point up here where you see your worth, you see your value. Whether that's because you've put in the work to create that worth and value externally, or whether you are just going to appreciate that worth and value on the internal, is entirely up to you. I'd recommend both, because why not hit it from both angles? But the most important part when it comes to creating the reality that you desire is to see your worth and value internally. You should be your own best friend. You should be that person that even if the whole world doubted you, you will stand firm and say, no, I've got this. That's the level of trust and self-love that you need to have. And this level of self-love and trust and so on will make you irresistible to everybody around you. Think about it. If you can see yourself as more than good enough, if you see yourself as the best option, no matter what, your reality has to reflect that. Therefore, you'll find yourself in situations where you are being presented as good enough. You'll have the people that you desire desiring you because you're good enough. You'll have jobs pursuing you. You'll have pay rises. You'll have friends. You'll have all of these things as just a byproduct of seeing yourself as good enough. If you're good enough internally, your reality has to prove that to you. Same thing with being irresistible. If you see yourself as the best and most perfect option, no matter who their type is, no matter who they are, so on and so forth, your reality will reflect that. And you'll find people showing up for you as though you are their best and most perfect option. But like I said, to start, it needs to be seen within yourself first. I highly recommend, and I'm not going to tell you to stand in the mirror and tell yourself this stuff over and over and over again and things like that. But I do highly recommend taking time throughout the day to just build yourself up. Even if there's no prior catalyst, you literally just stop for a moment and go, actually, I am a really amazing person. I really do genuinely deserve an amazing life. I am more than good enough to be, do, or have whatever I want. You just stop for a few moments in the day to do that and really try in that moment to feel it as though it really is the case. If you can do this, and when negative thoughts about yourself come up, do it then, you will create a state of being within yourself that is irresistible. And your specific person will feel it. And I obviously do have a little bit extra to add on to this on how you can make it so that they specifically can't resist you. But this is the baseline. If you can see yourself as the best and most perfect option, if you can see yourself as irresistible, as good enough, as worthy of this person, as hell, are they even worthy of you? And I don't mean that in a mean way of putting them down, but you should elevate yourself so high that instead of questioning whether you're good enough for them, you should actually be questioning whether they're good enough for you. That's how high you should see yourself. And if you can get yourself to this point, everything in your reality will completely shift, including your specific person. The biggest changes in my own life came when I started to view myself better. If I binned off all the affirmations about jobs specifically, relationships specifically, YouTube growth specifically, and all of that kind of stuff, and just dwelled in seeing myself as deserving, worthy, good enough, maybe even having a bit of an ego, like an inflated ego, my life would have changed drastically. But like I said, there is more to this because I didn't do that. That was part of my equation, but the other part was being specific with the things that I wanted as well. So if you desire this specific person to really show up for you, just willing to give you the world, you need to see yourself as good enough to even receive the world in the first place, like I just spoke about. But in your imagination, you also need to be seeing them as willing, as ready, as excited to give you the world as possible. In your imagination, you need to see them as seeing you as resistible, as unable to get you off of their mind, as so healthily in love with you, so healthily just obsessed with you. And I say healthily because I don't like the term of just straight up obsession. When I mean healthily obsessed, I mean like you are the one for them and they want to make this work no matter what kind of thing. But just so in love with you that nothing would stop them from coming towards you. Up here, that's what you need to be telling yourself. Whether it's through visualizations of them actually doing it, through claiming it in affirmation, like I am in the most loving relationship with person, and so on and so forth. In your mind, you need to be claiming them as coming towards you, presenting themselves towards you, showing up in the best possible way, ready and willing to give you the world, head over heels in love with you, ready and willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that this relationship progresses. If you can do the first thing of seeing yourself as the best and most perfect option, seeing yourself as the one and only, good enough, deserving enough, irresistible, they will reflect. If you can see them as showing up for you as though you are those things and there is nothing more that they would want than to be in this relationship with you, they will reflect that. Doing the two things together will guarantee that scene that I said at the beginning. I really hope this video has helped. If it has, drop me a like and a comment, and it pushes it on the algorithm to help more people. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and be sure to click that bell icon when you do, because YouTube doesn't always recommend my videos. And if you do need any one-to-one help to get your person head over heels in love with you, down below in the description is everything you'll need. But thank you for watching.